What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the Migardener channel. In today's episode, we're going to be planting bare root asparagus. This is a request that comes up every single year, and that's because it's bare root season right now. Seed companies all around the country are sending out bare root plants, and a lot of you have ordered from migardener.com and have wrote in saying, Luke, I received my plants, but I don't know what to do with it. And so regardless if you ordered it from us or someone else, you're going to be getting plants that look a lot like this. They're bare root. And what that means is it's a plant that has been basically dug up from the soil. It's still dormant, and basically all the soil has been washed off, and that's what you get, is just a plant that's been dug up, soil's been washed off, and it doesn't really look like it's alive because it's dormant. So yes, this is still alive. Yes, this can be planted right now. It's about, it's March 14th, I believe. And so it's still well within our frost period. We're gonna be getting frost for the next month or so, but that doesn't matter. You gotta get your plants in the ground right now, because if you don't get them in the ground right now, they run the risk of breaking dormancy inside the bag, and you don't wanna do that. These plants are very cold hardy. They're intended to be put in the ground as soon as the soil can be worked. So our soil here has been thawed for a couple weeks now. We can definitely dig a hole that's 8-10 inches deep without a problem at all. There's still probably some frost deep down in the soil, but that doesn't matter because all we need is soil that's workable. Soil should be cooled to the temperature because you don't want soil that's very warm. You don't want to bring a plant out of dormancy very quickly. And the reason why you don't want any wild temperature swings in soil temperature or air temperature is because you don't want these to break dormancy too fast. You want them to kind of wake up slowly. So I'm going to show you guys how to plant these. It's very, very simple. And at migardener.com, we sell them in a 4-pack. But again, this doesn't really matter. These are 2-year plants. So these are a 2-year-old dormant plant. They look kind of like an octopus or a squid and some type of crazy, weird sea creature. But this is called a crown. Okay, this is a crown. These are the roots. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to expose the crown, okay? You want to bury the crown. Now, in most cases, strawberries have a crown that you don't want to bury. It's a lot different. We'll be talking about how to plant strawberries in a different episode, but with asparagus, you want to bury the crown. And the reason why is because the crown is very, very temperamental. If it gets very cold at night, asparagus is one of the first plants to break dormancy. And so it might be early May, mid-May, or even late May, but you still are going to have frost at night most likely, and these things are going to be breaking dormancy. They're going to be pushing from the soil. And one of the things you don't want is you don't want them breaking from the soil and then getting killed off from a frost. That's what you don't want to do. So to add a little extra protection, what we want to do is we want to bury the crown. Again, the crown is this top little ball here, and you can see what that looks like. That top little ball is the crown. The roots go down from there. Now the crown is very, very easily damaged, and so we want to be careful that no matter what we do, we mark where the plant is, because if you step on it, you can break the crown. If you dig in it, you can break the crown. And you only get one chance at this. If you damage the crown, the plant will die. And the reason why is because asparagus grows in one direction. Not like the band, but like the plant. Like an orchid, actually much like an orchid. The asparagus will grow only in one direction, and if that is severed off, it won't sprout in a different direction. It'll actually just die. With that being said, let's talk about the soil. It is very important, especially with asparagus, that when you're planting a dormant plant, that you prep the soil very well. The reason why is because you can't go back 2 years, 3 years from now and re-prep the soil. You want to get it right the first time, and that's because it's a perennial. It's going to come back year after year. So the old saying, measure twice, cut once. You want to amend your soil. Make sure it's done. Really make sure it's done before you get your plants in the ground, because that way it's going to be set for the rest of its life. Asparagus can live up to 40 years. So just keep that in mind, that if your soil doesn't look like it could last 40 years, you might want to make sure it can last 40 years. Now, that's not to say you can't amend the soil from year to year, kind of top dress with some fresh compost. It's not to say you can't refertilize. You should do all of those things. But the quality of the soil that you're using and that the location that you're putting in should be a location that's going to be good for 40 years. With that being said, what type of soil do we want to go for? We want to go for a very well-draining, loamy soil. We want to go for something that is high in organic matter. That's because asparagus have extremely vigorous roots. As you can see, these are actually small for an asparagus plant. And that's because a lot of these roots have kind of been trimmed off during the shipping process. They trim these down so that they can be balled up and shipped in a small package. But as these grow, these big side roots here are going to send out more side roots, and this whole thing will become just a giant floor mop of roots. And so you really want to make sure that the soil that you give them is going to be fertile and well draining. So they don't like to have really, really wet feet because of the fact, again, all of this material is going to be below the soil. And if all this material is below the soil and the soil is very wet all the time, it's very compacted, it's very hard, what's going to happen is this is going to suffer from root rot or crown rot. Root rot or crown rot, both will end up killing the plant. And so having very loose, well-draining soil is important. What we've done is we've taken our soil in our garden. Our soil is 100% compost. We started with that. And then what we did, we actually did this last year because we also planted some asparagus here last year. We took a bag of sand. We took a bag of playground sand, and we actually poured that as a 50-pound bag of playground sand. We got it at a local hardware store for, I think, like $2 or $3, super cheap. Take that bag of playground sand, throw it in there, and mix it up. That way you're going to have very good drainage. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a big hole. One of the most common mistakes I see gardeners making is not digging a deep enough hole. You see, these roots are very long, and so they need to have a nice big deep hole for them to grow in. Now when you're trying to space out your plants, you want to make sure you space out your plants about every foot to foot and a half. And that's because these plants are going to be really large by the time they're fully mature. So you don't want to crowd them in there. I typically say at the very closest a foot. So we're digging this hole about 8 to 10 inches deep. As you can see, this soil texture is gorgeous. It's super, super beautiful, very crumbly, smells amazing. It just smells awesome. So very, very nice soil quality. All right, now that we got the hole dug, what we're simply going to do is we're going to take the plant and we're going to splay the roots out in either direction. Kind of like a mop just got smushed on the ground, just like that. Now this crown is about 2 inches below the soil level. That's very important. You don't want it 3 or 4 inches deep, but you also don't want it right on the surface. You want it about 1 to 2 inches below the soil surface. And that way it's going to offer some protection so that if the weather warms up, your plant might start to break dormancy, but it's not instantly going to break dormancy to where it's already above the ground. It's already growing, where it's exposed to any cold temperatures if you get a cold snap. So that plant is now about 2 inches below the soil surface. It's been planted in really good quality soil. It's going to be amended as it grows with some nice fertilizer. So we're going to basically top dress back here with an all-purpose fertilizer once the plant starts growing. And this is great. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to plant up the last of these 3 plants here. We're going to space them out about 1 foot to 1.5 feet apart. That way they're close enough that they're not wasteful on space, but not so close that they're crowded when the plants start to mature. And then the final thing that we're going to do is once we get them all planted, we're going to water them in. It's a very common misconception that, oh, because it's spring, we don't have to water, or, oh, they're dormant, I don't have to water. Could not be further from the truth. It's very important that you water these in. And the reason why is because, yes, they are dormant. And that's all the more reason to water, because when you water, it helps them become established in the soil before they break dormancy. You see these roots here, they're probably a little dry. They've been shipped bare root, and so they could use a little moisture. The roots will start to take on the water. They'll start to work on growing root fibers. They'll start to get established in the soil before they break dormancy, before they start growing actual asparagus. Now, the other reason why you want to water them in is it helps to settle the soil around the roots. There's a lot of air gaps in the soil right now because you just dug a big hole and then filled that hole back in. It helps to settle the soil around the roots so that there's no air gaps, because air gaps are not good for roots. So watering is going to do a lot of things for you. It doesn't matter if it's spring, winter, summer, fall. It doesn't matter if you're transplanting something, and in this case we're transplanting dormant plants, so it's no different. If you're transplanting something, you've got to water it in. So we're going to get these all planted up. We're going to water them in, and then we're going to follow up in about 1 to 1.5 months once these break dormancy, they start growing. We're going to follow up with some fertilizer. Now the final thing, the very final thing that I know you're gonna ask is, Luke, when can I start harvesting? Now you don't wanna start harvesting from your first or maybe even second year of growing asparagus. And the reason why is because the first year, the plant is getting established. It might have very small, very slender asparagus shoots that come up, and you might say, oh, I wanna harvest so bad. But if you do that, there's very often a high probability of you killing the plant. So you don't wanna harvest the first year. The second year is maybe. If it's thicker than the diameter of a pencil, you can go ahead and harvest. If it's thinner than that, you wanna go ahead and wait. It's always better to err on the side of caution though, because it grows very fast once it starts to mature. After about 2 or 3 years, these are 2-year-old plants, and so after about 2 or 3 years, you're gonna have a fully mature plant. And so that plant is gonna produce multiple shoots, multiple asparagus shoots. The shoots that it does produce are gonna be super thick, very, very delicious, and it's gonna come back year after year. So again, do you wanna harvest the first year and risk killing it? Or do you wanna wait the first year and have it for 40 more? Just keep that in mind, the risk versus reward. You're sacrificing 1 year for 40 years of enjoyment. So I hope you guys enjoyed, I hope you learned something new. As always, this is Luke from the Migardener channel reminding you to grow big or go home, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. See you guys, bye.